Now imagine a dystopian Philippines with people trying to survive and make sense of their lives amid the chaos and sound of gunshots. Well, that's the theme of the upcoming play Nekropolis, which will run starting Thursday until Sunday at the Cultural Center of the Philippines Black Box Theater. Now to tell us more about this production, joining us now in the studio, we do have director Charles Yee here and dramaturg Dominique Beatrice La Victoria. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. An interesting play, dystopian play that will come up this weekend, and of course, Tanghalang Pilipinos. This is its final offering, as I understand it,
correct.
for its 36th season. Let's start with you, Dominique, dramaturg. Ano ba talaga ang dramaturg? What role do you play here?
So my task is to basically assist the artistic team and the production into its creative development.
Okay.
Initially, it was doing research, but now it's more of managing all of these wonderful artists coming together, making sure that everyone gets their spot without overwhelming the entire thing.
I like how you say wonderful.
They are very wonderful.
They are.
It's been a dream
But
working with them.
it must also be hard because everybody has this strong creative sense.
Right.
Yes.
In the theater. How do you manage as to which one you should say, okay, yeah, we can put this in and this one not, and in terms of what was this? Trying to stay true,
Yes.
but not so true.
Yes, I think at the heart of it, it's really sticking true to what do we want this play to say,
Okay.
what do we want to tell the world,
Yes.
and all the decisions stem from that.
Yes.
So even though there's so many ideas, I think everything stems from what do we want to say. So.
Okay, so direct, what do we want to say?
Well, that's really hard question. I think
You're part of writing or
yeah.
getting, okay.
So Gilan and I
Gilan.
started to craft the whole process together and what to put, what to not put. If I were to be asked about what the play was, I think it boils down to the people.
Okay.
The city. It's really the city itself is a character. And so Gilan and I were sort of thinking about our experiences, our lives, and all of these things. There's a question of like, how do we live our lives? Are we living it? Are we alive? Are we like half dead? Are we? There's just so much stimuli in our lives, right? And then we're sort of forced to numb things out so that we can, streamline and survive. So I think it's about that. It's about figuring out what it means to be full and alive again.
Okay, and I understand that this is Gilan's last dystopian. I read somewhere this is his last. Pagod na ba siya mag-disclose?
Well, I think it's only because he's written 3 already, and
Yes,
he's in another phase because he's also in graduate school. So it's a space where you're sort of discovering new things about yourself, exploring new spaces, and all of these things.
And then just for the benefit, let's explain a little bit about this dystopic play. What is a dystopic play?
I think Vic's can. I think Dominique can better describe that one.
When we say dystopic, we mostly have these ideas of the shows that we've watched and all, but it's not really like that. It's more of how life goes on as infrastructure changes, whether for the better or for the worse, how life goes on and how we in the city, because we're all here, we're all connected and our stories connect whether we like it or not. So.
Okay. What in terms of the, how's your stage looking like? I mean, to have the dystopian theme, how difficult was that for you to create this whole world?
Well, we rely a lot on, because one of my interests as a director is also really integrating media, multimedia. So the staging relies heavily on integrating video and live performance. So we have a lot of cameras, we have a lot of projections. So that's essential because it's also the way sort of where we clothe the city as a character.
All right. And just for the viewers, I just want to point out that I have amazing, incredible guests right now. We have Palanca awardees, and of course, Direct Charles here. This is not your first time in terms of directing. You have what? Fangirl, Chipline, and Rosas. Tama ba yun?
Chipline, Dominique actually wrote Chipline.
You wrote it, see?
So we've been at this for like a decade now.
Yeah.
And for some reasons, your lives have continuously, been intertwining and trying to create, as I understand, a better theatrical experience, for the viewers. What would you say, aside from the stage, Direct Charles, the other challenges that came into play in putting up this Nekropolis?
Yeah. Well, one of the challenges would really be sort of because there's no main role.
You have 10 characters.
10 characters,
okay.
but they're all working as ensemble. So there's no really sort of lead in this whole play. I think the lead character in the play is actually the architectural space, the city itself. So it's sort of figuring out how do we make the city alive? Because I think a city is not really made by its architecture, rather it's made by its people. So it's really a question of how do we make something that you see that is solid with character through other things that you put on it. So I think that's one of the challenges. But the other challenge would be, how do you physicalize that? How do you sort of, one of the things I was trying to figure out early on in the process was, how do you show somebody on stage who is not living, but is moving? So one of the prompts that I had to give to my choreographer was, can you show me like a breath and no breath in terms of movement? So I don't know if we're figuring it out, but hopefully we are.
Yeah. Okay, so, unfortunately, this is only going to be a one-weekend thing.
Yes, we only run for one weekend, and I think only one of the shows has been sold out already. Yes, two shows have been sold out already, and we're hoping that a lot of people come and watch our show because we've been working so hard, and it's really a beautiful, beautiful production. It's a beautiful play.
It's in the pipeline for us to bring it to other spaces after this show.
Wonderful, so and I know that's also something that you are, big on in terms of creating spaces. You also want to encourage more playwrights because, as you mentioned, it really mirrors, as our current situation. Tickets, where can we get? CCP,
yes, the CCP website. Yeah, we're all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, so you can find it all there. And I think you can, the promotions even have a sort of contest for anyone who wants to win tickets or win a photo opportunity with the cast. So
and Barkada bundles.
Yes, Barkada bundles.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your time. I know you guys are busy trying to get this off the ground. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and
Sunday.
Okay, once again, we have Director Charles and Dominique with us here this morning on New Day. All the best to you.
Thank you so
much.